but while he's just talking away about what he's planning to do and everything, the population count starts dropping, and in post-editing he's added a little box and a comment saying, keep an eye on this number, and it's the population levels in the city. And over the course of the next 20 minutes of his video, the population drops like 3,000, and none of the camera angles show what's going on, so it's like you're thinking, why is everybody leaving the city? And it's not until he zooms out to take a look at, okay, let's review what we've done today, that you can see this massive fire in the city, which the fire services are trying to cope with, but buildings have collapsed and it's a real mess, and 3,000 people have been crushed by falling buildings or died from the fire. So this week's video was, how bad a thing was it that so many people died? What is the... Oh, are you stuck because bail? That's entirely possible. But yeah, he had to come up with a solution to that. So what he ended up doing was he built... Come on. He built some fire warning stations and shelters and all the rest of it, most of which would reduce the number of people who are affected by disasters. He does have a lot of tornadoes, so that might end up being a good thing for the city going forward. He also didn't build any new cemeteries or crematoriums. What he did do was add more capabilities to the centrally located death care facility. So more hearses, more ovens, just more everything, so that the throughput of people would be manageable. And just doing that cleared up the city problems with all of the corpses. So kind of fun. He's a very peaceful narrator, so you can sit and just watch the video, and it's just something you can do to relax. It's not all strenuous stress, strain, and all the hype and everything. He's very relaxed in his delivery. And with City Skylines 2, especially because of so many issues with the game on release, some of them merely just problems. Turn that off for a minute. Problems with the... There we go. Problems with the just the efficiency that the game worked and stuff like that. But there were a number of game affecting bugs that cause issues. That wasn't planned. What he's done is he's turned it into a story mode. So he's telling a story and using City Skylines 2 as his backdrop for storytelling, which is cool. Okay, get that done. Oh. I think what I can do is do this, so long as it's on the central line. It'll just extend that row. The rest of them I'm just going to cut straight across. And we'll run down here. Crash into the trees, the shrubs, the things, and go. Oh dear. Extricate ourselves from that problem. Dude, come on. Oh, seriously. Okay. We'll just shred the plastic on that one. And then we'll cut the edges up here. After last week, Teenage Osa has been informed on etiquette. She's not allowed to be helping herself to food in the kitchen because of various issues and dishonesty and stuff like that. So she has to be supervised. And the problem is she's been leaving her, she gets up for breakfast right when I'm starting work and expects me to drop everything so that she can get her breakfast. And unfortunately, that's not really a convenient thing. Many mornings I have emails and demands on my time. Look, I need to get this stuff done now, and I've got to supervise a teenager in the kitchen. And it's sort of, no, I need to be working. This is the time my work starts. And then on Saturday, this is the time I stream. If you want to have breakfast, you need to be up and have breakfast at 8 o'clock, because expecting me to take 20 minutes out of my stream so that you can make yourself some breakfast, not really fair. So she did get up at 8 o'clock this morning and was very just nonchalant and obnoxious. So, okay, you can wait to have your breakfast, because I'm not going to entertain an obnoxious teenager for 20 minutes. And she knew, she knows what she's doing, so. Okay, how do we change the swathing mode? Oh, do I have to unfold it first? Well, maybe I have to unfold it, That could be a thing. Control Y. Widespread. Yes. Now, let's set the course. Okay. Back, and let's turn around. We can turn the help screen off. Okay, so that's good to go. I think my plan here is we'll let this loose in this field. Actually, I'm not going to bring the Renault out. Oh, shoot. No, go back. Stop. Ah! Just behave. First waypoint. Problem is with the first waypoint is if you don't have it on first waypoint, it actually thinks that it's on at the end of the first lap. And so it actually needs to do the cut in to start the second headland. But right here we are good. This will leave a full width, so when we bring the tedder and the windrower out, that'll fix that problem. In the meantime, engine on, cosplay thing off, blah. Turn on the baler and off we go. Okay, so we trundle around the field doing the things. And it doesn't matter how long this job takes me. Obviously, the mower's going to do the mowing. The tedder and the windrower are going to do their thing when I get them out, and we can progress over to the hay fields as and when we're ready to. But for right now, just going to run around here making small bales or round bales. As I said, I might run out and get the pickup trailer and just take all these off to sell immediately. Because the quicker I can get it all done, the better. And almost 3, 2, 1, drop. I seriously am missing a lot of grass here. Both sides. Close to the last headland, and this is not. Oh, this is actually not too bad, I guess. Just keep driving. So I want the wrapping to finish when it's not at the end of a row. Okay, let's do rows. Rows should be easier. Though, as I said, the collection width is not the greatest. Square baler, we're not going to have any problems. The square baler is awesome. So, what else is happening? Can't really think anything else is happening at the moment. Work is work, home is home, kids are kids. there was also another incident with teenage Osa last week. We went out to eat after church, and so waiter does the normal thing, comes around, what drinks do you want? We all order, put in the drinks order, comes back, takes the food order, disappears for a while. And he comes back with 3 of the diner's food. There's 5 of us. So he delivers 3 plates, and then teenage Osa says, "Oh, can I have a refill of water?" to him. So the other 2 of us have to sit around and wait for about 10 minutes before our food comes, because the waiter had to go and get water for the teenager. And so he returns with our water, or with our food and her drink, and then he asks, does anybody need anything else? Do you want some more chips? Do you want some more whatever? So Mrs. Osa says she wants some more chips. Meanwhile, I also need a refill of water, but he runs off. So when he comes back the last time, he drops off the chips, and he goes to walk away, and I said, can I get a refill too? But teenage Osa just, can you get me a drink? And it's like, no, he'll do that after he's got everybody's food. You let him get everyone's food first. Then you ask if he can get you drinks. Because if you ask him for a drink, he's going to do that so he remembers it. And, food orders are going to take longer. And that's not fair on all the diners. But we're going out to eat today because small lad's birthday, so we'll see how she behaves this week. There used to be a waitress at one of our local Bob Evans. She was absolutely awesome. She kept an eye on every single one of her tables. So when she did a food drop, she would drop the food at the table and then make it a point to walk past every other table that she was serving. And she'd take notice, how far are they along with eating their meal, what level are their drinks at. You didn't have to flag her down and ask her for a refill. She would bring you as many refills as she felt you needed, because she was that observant. And I haven't seen many waiters or waitresses who are that observant and that conscientious of their customers. And I'm sure she made a ton of money in tips, because she took care of her people. And so, the check arrived just before you finished eating. But it's because she was keeping an eye on you. And she was keeping an eye on every other table. It appears she's quit. She transferred to cooking in the kitchen for a while, and then haven't seen her since. So. But then again, she did live about 20-30 miles south of where the Bob Evans she worked at was. She lived in the countryside, not in town. So, it's a long trek. And waitressing isn't exactly a stable hour deal. I think she tended to draw lunch times and supper time or dinner times because she was the best they had. So kind of made sense to have her working the busy shifts. I don't know that she minded that, because the busy shifts, more diners, more tips, just better all round. I mean, I know I've worked pizza places, and the last place you want to work in a tip-driven economy is sort of mid-afternoon as a pizza delivery driver, because nobody orders pizzas. But we need a driver there just in case someone calls for a pizza, so it's available for delivery. Even lunchtime, Monday to Friday lunchtime's not a great time to work at a pizza shop, unless it turns out it's the last day of school term, and all of the teachers and all of the sixth form colleges want to order 30 pizzas each, and all you've got's a little moped to take them. And there's 5 schools in your district. Yeah, that's a heavy day. And also, the same is true even of weekday evenings. People order pizza, but there are some days people order lots of pizzas, and other days where you've got your 5 drivers and you get like 20 customers in one night, and it's like, ugh. Admittedly, some of our drivers didn't mind that, especially the ones that drove the gas-guzzling muscle cars, because if they had to do 50 deliveries in a night, the fuel allowance didn't cover their fuel usage. But people who drove small cars, or there weren't any hybrid cars at that stage when I was delivering pizzas, but small cars of that type, or a small diesel, because I worked in Europe for the most part, or England for the most part, you could do an entire Friday night shift on 1/10 of a tank of diesel, and diesel was cheaper than gas at that time. So the gas allowance was effectively probably about 20% bonus pay on the night. And then my sister delivered pizzas for a while, and all the guys at the restaurant got very upset, because they get to the end of the night counting out their tips, and they're like, "Oh, I got 12 quid. Oh, I got 5 quid." The sister would come in, count hers. "Oh, I got 23 quid. It's like, why don't I get that much? Because you don't look cute in a skirt. Has the mower finished? I might need to jump over to that field and move the mower. Unfortunately, not a job I can give a worker. Although I did watch Clutch yesterday, and he did features I would like to see in Farm Sim 25, and he did what was it, one of the things he did want to see smarter AIs that could do grass collecting. So baling, loading wagons, that type of thing, which would be improvement. I would like to extend that to, I would love to have workers that could cart for forage harvesters and root crop harvesters. So you could, because you can set a worker off on a forage harvester, and that's great. I can set a worker off on this mower, but to collect the grass, I can't use a worker. But with a forage harvester, I need a cart driving alongside. So either I have to follow the forage harvester with the cart, and then every time the cart's full, I have to stop the forage harvester so I can run off and drop the stuff. Same's true with sugar beets and potatoes. I haven't done carrots, but similar. In fact, carrots are, and beets and the red onions or whatever they're a lot more labour intensive than sugar beets and potatoes, because the sugar beet and potato harvesters have a onboard capacity, so you can just grab and unload when it's needed, not constantly. But forage harvesters are a constant unload, and the new root crops are a constant unload, and that needs somebody to follow the harvester. Now obviously if you're playing multiplayer, the crops are great because you've got multiple people that can be carting for the carrot harvester, no problem. You just need enough carters to be able to get to the farm and back in the time it takes to fill the next cart. So either big carts or lots of carts. But forage harvesters, same problems. Forage harvesters, the problem I have because we're foraging maize. And if you could have an AI where you could say, this harvester, and possibly even draw a route to the unload spot, and then click on a point and say, this is the unload spot. Native in-game, not as courseplay or auto drive. That would be really helpful, especially to people on consoles, because they don't have courseplay and auto drive. But just having smarter AI so that I can set 3 or 4 workers off on a field and they will do the entire field for me. And even have carters, I know auto drive does this, but you could have carters on the side of a field and just say, okay, the cart sat on the side of the field, the harvester will unload into the cart. When the cart is close to full, the cart will head off to the farm silo and dump what's on board.